శ్రీ ముత్తవరపు వెంకటేశ్వరరావు కాలేజ్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీ 2008 లో స్థాపించిన కళాశాలలో MBA, NAC A గ్రేడ్ మరియు ISO సర్టిఫికేషన్ సాధించిన మొట్టమొదటి కళాశాల శ్రీ ముత్తవరపు వెంకటేశ్వరరావు కాలేజ్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీ త్వరలో అటానమస్ కాబోతోంది.
2014లో ISO గుర్తింపు, 2015లో రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వంచే A గ్రేడ్, 2016లో NAC A గ్రేడ్, ఇప్పుడు NBA సాధించిన సంస్థ శ్రీ ముత్తవరపు వెంకటేశ్వరరావు కాలేజ్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీ.
Good morning students, I am Harsha, assistant professor from the department of EEE. I am going to deal the subject for 4th BTech first sem students, and the subject name is special electrical missions. So this is the basic construction of permanent magnet DC motor. So let us go for the next slide. So you can see the PMDC motor animation, and there is a north pole and south pole. I mean to say these represents the stator. Okay, so whenever the field travels through the north and south, the rotor winding cuts this magnetic flux and it induces an EMF. So here you can observe the stator and rotor carefully. So stator is of permanent magnets, and rotor has slots. You can see the slots, and opposite pole winding is connected in series. So whenever the permanent magnets are placed between the rotor winding, it gets excited and produces an EMF. So whenever the supply is given to the rotor winding, it gets excited and produces an EMF. These opposite poles will produce the opposite magnetic poles will produce the flux. This flux will cuts the stationary rotor. So whenever the flux cutting takes place in the rotor gets rotated and produces an EMF. So here you can use the battery also. By using the battery you can rotate your rotor also. So for the small motors like trimmers, like that we have small motors also. So like floppy disks, printers, I mean to say like CD drives, like that these motors are used. So here you can see the image. There is a north pole and south pole, and there is a rotor rotating in between the north and south. So for the rotor there will be a winding, and for the stator there will be no winding. There are permanent magnets are placed on the stator. So whenever the supply is given to the rotor through brushes, so it gets excited, and the field from the stator, these two opposite fluxes will these are two opposite fluxes will contact with each other and gives a resultant flux. This resultant flux will develops a net torque, and this net torque will rotate your rotor. So here you can see these brushes, commutator, armature axis, and north and south pole, and there is a field magnet of the coil, and it is connected to the rotor winding. So whenever the supply is given by using the brushes, so it gets excited, and this north and south pole produces an flux. So these opposite fluxes will interact with each other and gives the resultant flux. So this is about PMDC motor construction. You can see here very clearly. So for the stator there is an permanent magnets, and for the rotor there is an winding. For the stator there will be no winding, there is no field winding. For the armature itself there is an winding. Listen carefully, I am repeating again. For all PMDC motors, if you take any PMDC motor, for the stator there will be no winding. There will be only permanent magnets are placed on the stator. So these permanent magnets will give an magnetic field, and your rotor is excited by using an DC supply. So whenever a DC supply is given to the rotor by using the commutator and brush assembly, it gets excited and produces an EMF. So if you see the working principle, so whenever the DC supply is given to the rotor, it gets excited and produces the flux, and the permanent magnets also produces these flux. So these from the permanent magnets there will be a flux, from the stator there will be a flux, and from the rotor there will be a flux. So these two fluxes will interact with each other, and the opposite fluxes will interact with each other and produces an EMF. So this EMF will rotate your rotor, and rotor will gets rotated. So simply you can say, according to the Faraday's laws, so whenever a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a mechanical force. So according to the Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction, I am repeating again. So whenever a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences mechanical force. So the change, if you see the conventional change, so in DC motors, for the stator and the rotor there will be a winding. In permanent magnet DC motor, for the rotor only there will be a winding. So this is about PM DC motor. Let us go for the next slide. So you can see a practical PM DC motor. There is a rotor here. You can see this rotor, armature, commutator. You know about commutator. It converts the AC to DC or DC to AC. And for the armature rotor, it is a laminated iron core, and there is an armature copper wire windings, and there is a stator field which is made up of permanent magnets. So I am repeating the parts of the PM DC motor. You can see it. So for the stator, there is an permanent magnets. So these permanent magnets will produce the field, and for the armature, there is an copper wire windings, and there are copper bars, and it's a laminated iron core, and we have commutator and brush assembly. So brushes will collect the current, and commutator will convert AC to DC and DC to AC, so vice versa. And you have a rotating shaft here. So by using the DC supply will given to the rotor winding. These rotor winding gets excited and produces an EMF. Okay, let us go for the next slide. Here you can see about PM DC motor. The stationary element is a permanent magnet, and have the commutator and brushes to the switch current direction in the armature. So stationary element is, I have already repeated in the previous slide. So the stationary element, which is the stationary element? So stator is the stationary element here. So stationary element in the sense it is a permanent magnet. So have commutator and brushes to the switch current direction in the armature. So there is a limited in size. Large magnets are expensive. So the problem in PMDC, the main disadvantage in PMDC motor is the permanent magnets are very cost oriented thing. So it's are more expensive. These magnets are more expensive in order to place the permanent magnets on the stator. So there are very limited in size, and large magnets are expensive and low cost and low power, battery operation, common in appliance, toys, etc. So these are the different applications of PMDC motor. So you can see here there is an electronic toothbrush, electric toothbrush. So in these also there will be a PMDC motor, and you can see there is a remote car. For the remote car also there will be a PMDC motor. So these are the applications of PMDC. So the entire concept is here in order to know about the applications of the PMDC motor. Let us go for the next slide. So there are other types of motors in PMDC motor. One is wound stator, another one is stationary element is an electromagnet. You can see this in DC motors. We have you know all about different types of DC motors: shunt motor and series motor. So DC shunt motor, DC series motor, and DC compound motor. Again compound, again you have two types. So one is cumulative and differential. So long shunt and short shunt. Okay, like that in PMDC motor we have again two types here, and which is shunt wound and also series wound. And stationary, again the stationary element is an electromagnet which is connected in series or parallel with the armature, commutator and brushes. So it can run on DC or AC. It can be operated like an universal motor also. So you know all about universal motor. You can give any supply to the motor, whether AC or DC. It will operate and gives you an some sort of speed, and there some sort of speed will be given from the universal motor. So this is universal motor will be used for AC and DC also. And next, in another latest invention is here for the permanent magnets. These permanent magnets are now brushless. So there will be no brushes for the motor. So there will be no brushes to wear out or cause the electrical noise. So more complicated to control, and mostly I have already told you these motors are used in computer disk drives and fans. And you can see here the torque and speed characteristics of PMDC motor. So typical uses, it is mostly these PMDC motors are used in small appliances like RC, often battery powered, and often used with like trimmers. So they are used in battery powers. In the previous slide we have seen for the toothbrush and for the electric small toys cars. So these PMDC motors are preferred, and they are designed like that. And here you can see often it is very used with position or a velocity feedback. So there is a sensor based motor also. The latest technology came in order to control the speed of the rotor. So these sensors are used, so which is an optical sensor and a tachometer. So and these reduction gear heads common and very easy to control the speed and torque and the input voltage. So by using these sensors you can control your speed, torque and the input voltage. You can see the size range is 0.5 L into 0.2, and big is 13 L into 4D, diameter, length and diameter, 2 HP motors. So you can see the constant very linear, you get the voltage V1 and V2. So speed torque characteristics of the PMDC motor. So let us go for the next slide. So there is a basic principle of operation, you know all, I have already told you. So according to the Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction, so whenever a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences mechanical force. Any motor, you take any motor, so whenever a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences mechanical force. So here you can see a wire in a magnetic field will be feel as a sidewise force. So you can see the according to the Fleming's rule. So there is a conductor in a magnetic field. Here you can see the permanent magnets north and south. This will give the force. So in between the north and south there is a conductor. This conductor will achieve the current I, and you can see the force formula F is equal to I into L into B. So L is the length of the wire in the magnetic field and B is the magnetic flux density. So this is about basic principle of operation of an PMDC motor. So here you can see in a motor we have we have the coils of wires, and so the force become a movement. So for each turn of the coil, so it gets an EMF which is plane parallel. So then the torque is equal to 2RBIL. So R is the radius and I is the current and B is the magnetic flux density and L is the length. So like this the force will be experienced according to the Fleming's rule. So if you want to get more torque out of the motor, you have to increase more coils, yes or no? So you have to produce more EMF in motor. In order to produce more EMF, if you give more voltage, there will be more flux cutting and there will be more speed. So in order you can increase your HP of your motor. So here you can see there is an increase L, more coils, longer armature and stronger magnetic field B, user strong magnets, which is strong magnets in the sense there is a rare earth magnets. These will give more magnetic field. So these rare earth magnets are made up of NdFeB like samarium, cobalt, nickel, aluminum, like that. We will take these materials and give the rare earth magnetic field for these rare earth magnets in the sense they have strong magnetic field. So it increases the current and increases the input voltage and increases the armature diameter also. So this motor is used for low speed applications and for the high speed applications also. So if you want more torque, so you have to increase the length L and more coils and longer armature. And in order to produce stronger magnetic field, so you have to use stronger magnets like rare earth magnets. I mean to say about the permanent magnets. So the design should be heavy and it should produce more magnetic field. So in order to produce more magnetic field, the material should be high quality magnetic material which gives high magnetic field. So this is about the more torque out of the motor. I mean to say, in order to produce more torque in the PMDC motor, we have to do all these things. Let us go for the next slide. So here you can see the typical PMDC motor performance curves. So these are a little bit, so these are not in our syllabus, just we are learning about the PMDC motor performance curve. So you can see here torque, current and power out. So this entire topic is related to the applications of the PMDC motor. We have to write and explain about the applications where we will use this PMDC motor. So in this session I am repeating again which topic we are discussing. So we are discussing about applications of the PMDC motor, permanent magnet motor. Okay, so these are not in our syllabus, but we have to learn the basic things about the PMDC motor. In order to that, I am giving all these things to you. So these are the tests done on the PMDC motor. In our lab, we will do some experiments for the shunt motor, series motor, a compound motor, like that. In the same manner, so that some tests are done on the PMDC motor and the performance curve are achieved like this. So you can see this current, torque, constant power output, efficiency, like this. So the efficiency, power output by power input, and you can see all the formulas for the PMDC motor. So let us go for the next slide. So these are the manufacturing. These are not related to our topic, but simply I am giving the little bit information about the PMDC motor. So this topic is related to applications of PMDC motor. You can write by your own. It is very easy subject. The material will be provided to you. You don't feel anything and you don't worry about the subject. So I will give the material, the entire material. If you follow the entire material, you can pass easily. Okay, go for let us go for the next slide. So you can see the torque speed characteristics again. So the maximum power, in order to achieve the maximum power and the maximum efficiency, so the efficiency curves are taken in this PMDC motor. So in order to achieve the maximum efficiency and what is the rotational speed, so here you can see the size of the motor. We need to know what it is driving the load curve, and torque and rotational speed curves. So here you can see the speed, typical load curve for a pump and plumbing system or a fan load curve in a similar way. Okay. So here you can see depending upon the load of the torque, rotational speed characteristics again. So this is a load curve, and the motor curve will determine the operating speed of the motor. So these are all about characteristics. So and what is the efficiency and what is the motor life? So in motor life there will be, again, if you take any machine, there will be an internal losses, so which are nothing but I square R losses resulting in heat. So these I square R losses will produce an heat, and this determines the maximum steady state current, and high temperature can demagnetize the magnets, melt insulation. So this high temperature can demagnetize the magnets and melt the insulation. So what is the typical efficiency for this is 70 to 80% of each stage. And in order to noise suppression, so noise will be heavy for this motor. In order to suppress the noise, there are capacitors placed on this motor. So you can see here brushless motors. So these brushless motors are you will see in the CPUs. The fans will be connected in the CPU. So I mean to say, if you have any desktop, for that there will be a CPU. In the CPU backside there will be a fan. So these fans operated with brushless motors. So here you can see stationary coils that are electrically commutated and rotating permanent magnets, and you can see there are electrically commutated. So stator coils are electrically commutated, And here if you see the brushless motors, so in brushless motor, rotor will act as a permanent magnet and stator has a field winding, and for the rotor there will be no armature winding. The rotors are made up of permanent magnets. So in runner, so the magnetic core inside coils, and outer runner the magnetic cup outside the coils. So sense, in order to sense, there will be an sensors in the rotor. So sensor rotor angle using Hall effect sensors or EMF in the non-powered coils. So typically 3 coils wide as star and delta bidirectional coil drivers. So this is about brushless motors. So you can see the constructional view of the brushless motors. For the stator there is a coil, and the rotor will act as an permanent magnets. So in the PM DC motor we have brushes. So if you go for PM permanent magnet brushless motors, for the rotor there will be an permanent magnets. So you observe carefully, this is very important. Most of the students will confuse here. So about PM DC motor and permanent magnet brushless DC motor. So what is the difference here? The construction, the main constructional difference in PM DC motor and PM brushless DC motor. So in PM DC motor, for the stator there will be a permanent magnets, for the rotor there will be a winding. So in brushless DC motor, so for the stator there will be a winding and rotor will act as an permanent magnet. So here you can see the stator and the rotor. Stator has an winding, field winding, and rotor has an permanent magnet, and the windings are placed on the stator winding, and rotor is made up of permanent magnet. So BLDC motor have a rotor with a permanent magnet and containing north and south poles, and the stator comprises the multiple electromagnets. Let us go for the next slide. Here you can see the brushless motor for the computation. So the computation will be given here. You can see the stator. If you see the stator, there is an A1 A2 and B1 B2 C1 C2 winding. So directly we will not give the supply to the motor. So the supply is given to the stator. So there is a computation process in order to give the supply. So if you see, observe carefully, A1 A2 B1 B2 C1 C2. So A1 A2 is connected in series and B1 B2 is connected in series, and C1 C2 are connected in series. So if you see, orange color is A1 A2, and it's a light blue color which is B1 B2, and light green dark green color is C1 C2. So these opposite poles of the windings are connected in series. So initially the supply will only given to the A1 A2 only. Remaining B1 B2 C1 C2 are connected to the switches. Here you can see this power electronic converter using power converter. So you can see these star connected winding will be connected to the switches. So initially, if you observe, the supply will given only to the A1 A2 only. So after that B1 B2, after that C1 C2. So whenever A1 E2 is switch on by using this power electronic converter, so your motor gets excited and gives one rotation angle, and after that automatically A1 A2 will get off and B1 B2 will on, and you will get again one rotation angle. After that B1 B2 will be off, and again C1 C2 will be in on condition. Like this your motor works. So there are positioning sensors in order to control the speed of the motor. So there is an AC supply is given, the power input, the AC will be converted into DC. So ultimately we will give DC supply to these motors. So by using the power electronic converter, so this power electronic converter is for the stator. So A1 A2 will be converted to one transistor switch, and B1 B2 will be converted into which is a star connected, and again it is taken to one switch, and C1 C2 is connected to one switch. Like this, whenever A1 A2 ons, remaining B1 B2 C1 C2 will be an off condition. So A1 A2 is off, again B1 B2 on, and A1 A2 and C1 C2 will be an off. Like that the process will be done in the brushless DC motor. So this is about computation by using the brushless DC motor controller. Like this, the inverter mode is taken here. By using this inverter mode, your motor will be operated. So let us go for the next slide. This is about brushless motor computation. So this is the computation. Here you can see this clearly. So A1 A2 is connected one switch, B1 B2 is connected to one switch. You can see the colors here, red color, blue color, and one is black color. So RYB. So like this your circuit is connected and you will get the output waveforms like this. So this is about brushless motor. You can see the brushless motor in inner runner. So this is the brushless motor. Inner runner will be like this, and brushless motor outer runner. So like this, stator coils and circuitry to the switcher polarity, magnetic sensor, magnets. Okay, you can see the magnet for the rotor is of permanent magnets, and stator has a winding. So this is about brushless motor construction. You can see the different pictures for the brushless motor outer run and brushless motor outer runner, and it has brushless motors pancake like this. So these are the different motors which are used. Printed rotor, so for the printing purpose, like this different motors are designed for the by using these permanent magnets, and these are used at different applications. So I mean to say printers, scanners, like this we will use this brushless motor. If you go for shopping malls, there will be an automatic opening and closing doors also. So these brushless motor will be operated there. Okay, thank you all. We will meet in the next session. I hope you all understood. If you have any doubts, free to call me. I will quickly send you the material which I have prepared. You don't worry about that. So it is very easy subject. Just you have to put your concentration and learn quickly, and it is a very easy subject. You can pass very easily. Just learn the subject. It will be very easy for you. Thank you all. We will meet in the next session.